So when you ask Google's AI a question, where is it really getting its answers? I mean, you'd hope it's from the huge, diverse world of the internet, right? But what if it's just listening to its own voice more and more? In this explainer, we're going to dig into some new data that suggests Google's AI might be building its very own echo chamber.
And that really is the big question, isn't it? With AI search becoming so dominant, are we getting a true variety of information, or are we just getting a really concentrated dose of stuff from inside Google's own ecosystem? Let's take a look at the numbers and find out what's going on.
Okay, here's the headline number that really turned some heads. In just the last 9 months, the number of times Google's AI search links to its own websites and services as a source has tripled, yet 3x. That is a massive jump. But to really get what that means, we first have to understand what a citation even is in this new AI world.
Right, so when we talk about a citation, we're talking about those little links that show up next to the AI's summary. They're supposed to be the proof, right? The sources that back up what the AI is telling you. It's basically Google's way of showing its work and saying, hey, this is where I got this information.
And this, right here, is where the story gets really, really interesting. That 3x jump is just the headline. The real story is in what kind of stuff Google is choosing to link to. The whole nature of these self-citations has completely changed, so let's look at the before and after. Let's break this down, because the difference between then and now shows a huge strategic shift in how Google's AI is actually operating.
Okay, so 9 months ago, things were pretty simple. When Google cited itself a whopping 97% of the time, it was pointing to a Google business profile. You know, you'd search for best tacos near me, and the AI would link to the Google listings for local taco shops. It was basically all about local search.
Now, fast forward to today, and wow, the whole picture has flipped. Take a look at this chart. The majority, 59%, a huge chunk right there, of Google's self-citations are now pointing to its own regular organic search results. Business profiles, they're down at 36%. The whole balance has shifted. It's not just a local guide anymore. It's referencing the main search page itself. So, what does this all add up to? Well, today, Google's own properties account for 17% of all citations in its AI answers. That's up from just 5% 9 months ago. Think about that for a second. Almost 1 out of every 5 sources the AI points you to is just more Google. And if 17% doesn't sound like a huge number, get this. Google is now citing itself more often than YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, Amazon, Indeed, and Zillow combined. That really puts into perspective just how big Google's footprint is inside its own AI world. And this isn't just a general trend either. When you break it down by topic, this is happening pretty much across the board, from finance all the way to entertainment. And it gets especially wild in certain areas. Just look at this chart. For travel searches, Google properties make up a staggering 53% of the citations. For entertainment, it's nearly half, at 49%. And in real estate, it's almost a third. But here's a fascinating little twist. There's one category where Google isn't the king. In the job market, the website Indeed is still the top dog. It's cited 3 times more often than Google is. It just goes to show you that a super specialized, authoritative site can still own its niche. Okay, so we've seen all the data, all the charts, but what does this actually mean for you? If you create content, if you run a business, if you market anything online, this big shift away from just local listings to organic search results, well, it's kind of a game changer. All right, this right here is the single most important thing to take away from all this. Because the AI is now so often citing Google's own organic search results, the path to getting your content into an AI answer runs straight through classic SEO. How well you rank on that good old-fashioned search page is now more important than ever. So the strategy suddenly becomes pretty clear, right? First, you have to create fantastic, authoritative content. Second, you use good SEO practices to get that content to rank high in Google's regular search results. And third, that high ranking makes your content a prime target to be picked up and used as a direct source in an AI answer. So let's wrap this all up. 1. Google's self-citation has absolutely exploded, tripling to 17% in just 9 months. 2. The crucial change here is the shift from citing local business pages to citing its own organic search results. And 3, for you, this means that solid, fundamental SEO is now your ticket into the new world of AI answers. And all of this leaves us with one last big question to think about. As AI search keeps changing, is Google just building a taller wall around its own garden where it only listens to itself? Or by tying AI answers to organic rankings, is it actually opening a brand new, wider door for the best content to get discovered? The data, for now at least, shows that door is definitely there.